Yes lads, how you all doing? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Now today, boys and girls, I'm going to bring you guys the Chelsea versus Leicester match preview. So the boys and girls, after Leicester beat Chelsea 1-0 last time out in the FA Cup final, making Leicester FA Cup champions for the first time in our club's history. And of course, Chelsea will be wanting revenge, redemption after Saturday's defeat for the Blues at Wembley Stadium, where of course Leicester were made FA Cup champions. And of course, the two sides come together once again this Tuesday night at Stamford Bridge in another massive game for both sides in the race for Champions League football. If Leicester win, we can secure Champions League football for the upcoming season. So that being said, boys and girls, in today's video I'm going to bring you guys the Chelsea versus Leicester match preview. We'll go for the Chelsea side of things heading into the game, my personal thoughts heading into this massive game, my predictions and also my score prediction for Tuesday's game at Stamford Bridge, where it's Chelsea versus Leicester. Once again, it's part 2 and it's another massive game, and this time a massive game in the race for Champions League football. There is just 2 games left of the current season for Leicester City. This Champions League race is going to be going all the way to the final game. It's going to be going to the wire because, believe me boys, this race is very, very close. Leicester currently have a 2-point gap to Chelsea. Liverpool are closing in behind as well, and we cannot afford to drop any points at all. But a win tomorrow against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge would secure Leicester Champions League football for the upcoming season. So once again, boys, it's a massive game, and yeah, here we go. So then, without further ado, let's jump straight into today's match preview. So as always, boys and girls, we're going to start off by talking a bit about the opposite side of things. Of course, Chelsea are opponents for Tuesday's massive game at Stamford Bridge. Once again on the channel, we've got Dan from the channel, Daniel Tech, is to bring you guys the Chelsea side of things. Go subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Link to his channel will be in the description down below. But he's going to come and quickly talk about Chelsea and everything you guys need to know about the Blues heading into this massive game on Tuesday night. So Dan, mate, take it away.
So thanks for having me on the channel again, Josh. Thank you for having me on. Well done on Leicester winning the FA Cup. I mean, I was disappointed, but the worthy team won on the day, really. So thanks for having me on again. So I'm going to get into my predicted lineup. So in goal, it's got to be Edouard Mendy. I thought Kepa did okay on the weekend, but I think Edouard Mendy should come back in goal. Then the defence of Aspilicueta, Andreas Christensen and Tony Rudiger. Then the midfield of Reece James, Kovacic, N'Golo Kante and Ben Chilwell. Then the front three of Mason Mount, Christian Pulisic and Timo Werner. So the danger man for Chelsea, of course, Mason Mount. Also Ben Chilwell, because he scored a against you, but unfortunately it was offside, and I didn't think it was his goal really, but he's going to be a danger because he would want to do well against you. As he came on and he was actually really good. I think he should really need to start. And also Werner on his day can be a great player, and also Kai as well. Depends who plays in the front three, really. So I'm going to go with a prediction of 1-0 Chelsea. I think Kovacic will get a lucky goal. It can go either way, really. But I think Chelsea get a 1-0. And I think it'll be a Kovacic deflected goal or something, and Chelsea get the win. Thanks for having me on. Come on, Chelsea.
There we go, boys and girls. That is it for the Chelsea side of things heading into tomorrow's game. A big thanks to Dan for coming on the channel today. Go and subscribe to his channel. Link will be in the description down below. But yeah, boys, without further ado, let's get into talking about the FA Cup champions and the mighty Leicester City. Right then, Chelsea away then, part 2. We literally played them 4 days ago and we got to face the Blues once again, this time at Stamford Bridge, once again in London. And once again, it is another massive game for Leicester in the race for Champions League football. Of course, last month for Leicester, we got that incredible victory over Chelsea in the FA Cup final to make us FA Cup champions. We all saw what that meant to the players, the fans, the staff, everyone at Leicester City Football Club last time out. And that win against Chelsea last time in the FA Cup is going to give us a massive confidence boost heading into this another game against Chelsea. It's kind of mad, we only played them 4 days ago and we got to play them once again, and it's another massive game. And boys and girls, it's a huge game once again, and this means a lot in the race for Champions League football, and 3 points is exactly what we need. But of course, with Leicester getting the better of Chelsea last night in the FA Cup final, Chelsea are going to want to get sweet revenge in this game. Redemption is the word which all Chelsea fans are going to want, especially them back at Stamford Bridge in front of around 10,000 fans. I do believe Chelsea are going to be probably the favourites for this game, and they're going to make it very difficult for Leicester. And of course, it's going to be a very tough game, just like we saw in the FA Cup final, because we have to work hard, we have to fight towards the end to secure that win. And fingers crossed, Leicester can do it once again. But overall, boys and girls, it's another massive game for Leicester. And like I said, 3 points tomorrow would secure Champions League football, and ideally, hopefully, we can get it secure. And let's not make it go just down to the last game at Tottenham at home, where, you know, we should be able to win that game, but you never know. It's another tough game, and let's just try and wrap this up as soon as possible. If we don't win, we need to get a point. If we lose, it's going to make it very interesting in that last game, where the pressure is going to be really on Leicester, where Liverpool and Chelsea both closing in. So based on that then, boys and girls, let's move on to discuss the game then in a bit more detail. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty easy to compare how this game is going to go based on the FA Cup final. Obviously, it's not Wembley, it's at Stamford Bridge, but the game itself is still absolutely huge. So I can imagine it being very cagey once again in that first 10 minutes or so. It could be the same sort of pattern. I mean, Chelsea are at home, they could dominate slightly more, but I think Leicester are probably going to sit back once again and try and hit Chelsea on the counter-attack and try and work off some loose scraps, just like we did for that beautiful Youri Tielemans goal. So Youri, mate, if you want to bang one in from 40 yards again, feel free to do so, my Belgium king. But overall, it's going to be another tactical game between two class managers in Brendan Rodgers and Thomas Tuchel. I think Thomas Tuchel was quite frustrated after the FA Cup final defeat, which, you know, is slightly understandable. But I mean, the top 6 teams just hate when Leicester win and sit back, soak up the pressure, counter-attack FC. But I think Leicester are going to do something similar. It's just going to be a case of Chelsea trying to break through that Leicester defence. And to be honest, towards the end of that game, the FA Cup final, they created several chances. Schmeichel was a save. So yeah, Schmeichel is going to be a very busy man once again. But overall, it's going to be quite similar. There could be a bit more space in behind for Leicester, as it's not as much as an important game, but it's still, like I said, a massive game in the race for Champions League football. But the main thing is Chelsea are going to really want to win this game, get redemption. But Leicester, if we can make it 3 wins from 3 against Chelsea this season, that will be absolutely incredible once again. But fingers crossed, Leicester can follow up the FA Cup final win with another win over Chelsea. But once again, it's going to be a very tough game against the Chelsea side, who are going to want to get redemption over Leicester. So then moving on, let's jump straight into my predicted lineups. Yeah, this is, I think, Brendan Rodgers will go to start against Chelsea, of course, at Stamford Bridge in this mass game on Tuesday night under the lights. So yeah, as always, we're going to stick with the 3-5-2 formation. No reason to change it. Worked quite well against Chelsea. Defensively, quite excited. And going forward, we had several men as well, with the facts just fell down. But yeah, overall, I think we're going to stick with the 3-5-2 formation. Goalkeeper-wise, I think, you know, pretty standard. It's going to be Schmeichel. Fantastic against Chelsea. As always, Schmeichel to start in goal. Moving into the back 5 then, boys and girls. Start off with the 3 centre-backs. I think it's going to be unchanged from the back 3, which of course finished against Chelsea, last round in the FA Cup finals. First centre-back will be going with Sionchi. I think he's been phenomenal most recently. As Sionchi, yeah, has to start for me every single day of the week. Sionchi to start as his first centre-back. Alongside him, as always, Wesley Fofana has to start once again. This guy was absolutely incredible in the FA Cup finals. So yeah, no reason to just not start these two. And the final centre-back will be going with Timothy Castagne. Of course, Evans picked up an injury. Brendan Rodgers has confirmed today in his press conference that Johnny Evans will not be playing against Chelsea. He's probably going to miss the rest of the season, including that Tottenham game at the end. So yeah, I can see Castagne dropping into that centre-back role once again. I thought he did quite well. So back 3, the 3 centre-backs with the usual 2 of Sionchi and Fofana. Of course, Castagne dropping in that centre-back role. Moving into the 2 wing-backs then. Starts off then with the left one. I think we're going to stick with Luke Thomas. For me, this guy, no reason to drop him. He's 19 years old. He ain't going to really suffer from any sort of fatigue issues. And I thought, you know, he's been fantastic recently. So yeah, Thomas start as the left wing back. The right one, I think we may see a change there. I'm going to go with Ricardo to come back into the side. Yes, he has been struggling with injury issues, but he's had about a week's rest now. So I think Ricardo is going to come back in. If not, it's probably going to be Marco Brighton once again. But I think Ricardo is going to get his chance here. That makes up the back 5, of course. Wing backs, Thomas, Ricardo, and of course centre back for Fofana, Sionchi, and Castagne. Moving into the midfield 3, starts off them in the holding role with Wilfred and Didi. This man is going to be key once again. Of course, he's fantastic against Chelsea. The midfield battle is going to be key once again, and Wilfred and Didi is going to be able to help us out with that one. And then another man who can help us out in that midfield battle is the man of the moment at the moment, Youri Tielemans. What a fantastic goal that was against Chelsea. And fingers crossed he can do something similar once again. Anything like that will be absolutely incredible. Yeah, Tielemans to start in that box-to-box role. And moving ahead of Youri Tielemans in the more advanced role, we'll be going with James Maddison. For me, this guy has to start once again. I thought, you know, he looked alright just when he came on, but I think this is time for Maddison to start, and hopefully he can potentially have a good performance and maybe make a push for England, but maybe it's a bit too late. But yeah, midfield 3, and Didi, Tielemans and James Maddison. And finally then, moving into the front to the strike partnership heading into the game. First striker, Kelechi Iheanacho, wasn't great last time against Chelsea, but has to start once again. This guy's been on fire recently, and if he does get a chance, he's probably going to score. So yeah, Iheanacho being the first striker. Of course, alongside him, we'll be going with Jamie Vardy. Look, he looked very good against Chelsea. His passion was there. Fingers crossed Vardy can have another good performance, but these two are going to be key once again. Hopefully they can cause surprise. So Chelsea defence who look kind of shaky just on Saturday at Wembley. But yeah, strikers obviously Iheanacho and Vardy. But yeah, the whole team is obviously Schmeichel in goal. We've got 3 centre-backs with Fofana, Sionchi and Castagne. The wing-backs, of course, Thomas, Ricardo and Didi, Tielemans, Maddison, Iheanacho and Vardy. For me, that's quite solid. Yeah, boys, let me know your thoughts on that predicted lineup in the comment section down below. So then finally moving on to my score prediction then for tomorrow's game. For me, I think it's going to be a close one. It's going to be competitive in there once again. For me, I'll be going with a draw. This is probably more me thinking just in my head. I think, a point would still be a decent result. I'm going to go with Chelsea 1, Leicester 1. I think, Chelsea, I think Havertz is going to score for Leicester. I think Madison's going to score. But for me, I'll probably take a point. But let's try and push for the 3 points, but I think a point overall would be a decent result. But yeah, as always, lads, let me know score predictions heading into the game in the comment section down below. So then, boys and girls, that is then for today's video. Of course, in today's video, I bring you guys the Chelsea versus Leicester match preview. If you guys have enjoyed it, let me know by dropping a like. Subscribe as well to the channel if you guys haven't already. Most importantly, let me know thoughts, score predictions, all that stuff in the comment section down below, boys and girls. But the games continue to come in thick and fast. Another massive game tomorrow. Fingers crossed Leicester can get another win against Chelsea in London, this time at Stamford Bridge. But yeah, boys, I'm in SPORTSA, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next video. Peace, guys.